Why don't we meet on our backs, and feel free to find any reclined posture that you're feeling this afternoon. So whether that's your legs nice and long, or feet together, knees apart, or knees together, feet wide, just something comfortable for you. And place your hands on your belly for a moment. Wiggle out your jaw. And rock your head side to side a couple of times to loosen through the back of your neck. And then start to find stillness and softness wherever you can. You can start to check in with your joints and your muscles, noticing any sensations that might pop up. Maybe notice the temperature of the air in the room, on your skin, or as it enters your nose as you breathe in. Notice the firmness of the ground below you, fully supporting your weight. As you continue to check in with your body, with your headspace, you might like to also just notice or think about what it was that brought you to class today. And that often changes day to day. But think about why you're here for a moment. And if at any point throughout class you start to become a little bit distracted, or your mind starts to wander, you can always come back to that. And you can always come back to your breath. And remind yourself that you have already carved this 60 minutes out of your day just for you. There is nowhere else you need to be right now, nothing else you need to be doing right now. Take a nice long breath in through the nose, fill up through your belly, through your chest, through your throat. And then open mouth, exhale, let it out. Make it nice and audible for yourself. Breathe in and out. And now, if they're not already, start to extend your legs forward. And then take your arms all the way up overhead. On your next breath in, come into a full body stretch. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, hug them in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and a few rocks side to side. Perfect. Bring your knees back to stillness. We're going to find a figure 4 stretch on the right. So cross your right ankle just above the left knee. Thread your hands through the donut hole and interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. Then flex your feet. And as you draw your left knee in closer towards you, focus on drawing your right knee towards me. You can rock side to side on your spine a little if that feels good. Come back to stillness if you were rocking. We'll maintain this figure 4 in our legs, but release your thigh. Plant the sole of your left foot down on the mat. Take your arms out nice and wide into a T or a cactus shape, and on an exhale, let your legs fall to the left and then gaze in the opposite direction to the right. Keep both shoulder blades on the mat, nice and heavy. Again, soft through your hips, your thighs. Now, as you breathe in, draw your figure four legs back to center where you started. And on this next exhale, take your legs over to the right, gaze to the left. Inhale, bring your legs back to center. So we'll replant the left foot and hug your right knee in towards your rib cage. Take your hands to your shin. Give your leg a squeeze and a couple rocks side to side. When you're ready, reach your right hand for the inside of your leg. Catch the pinky toe edge of your foot and find half happy baby, bringing your thigh as close to alongside your torso as possible, foot mostly parallel to the ceiling. Option 2, extend your left leg forward, but just notice if that takes away from the stretch in your right hip at all. For some of you, it might. We'll find one more breath here. And as you exhale, release your foot, plant it down on the mat. If you extended your left leg, replant that as well. And we'll take our figure four stretch on the left now. So left ankle crosses just above the right knee. We'll thread our hands through the donut hole, interlace behind the right thigh. Flex your feet. Maybe rock a little. If you are rocking, come back to stillness. We'll maintain this figure four shape, but release your right thigh and plant your right foot back down on the mat. Take your arms out wide again. On an exhale, we'll send our legs over to the right and gaze to the left. As you breathe in, draw your figure four legs to center, and then exhale, take them to the left, gaze to the right. Inhale, bring your figure four legs back to center, replanting the right foot. Take your left knee in towards your rib cage. Give it a squeeze with both your hands on your shin. Rock your legs side to side. When you're ready, left arm reaches to the inside of the leg and catches the pinky toe side of your foot. Take your half happy baby. One more inhale wherever you are. Exhale, release your foot. And then just make your way up to a comfortable seat, however you want to get there. Now you can either cross your ankles or just place one in front of the other. But sit up nice and tall. Take your hands onto your thighs. And roll your shoulders up and back. Draw nice big circles. And then bring your shoulders away from your ears and find some head and neck circles. Take your time. Switch directions if you haven't already. Bring your head back up to center. I'm just going to face you so that you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. But you're going to take your right hand just over your head so that your fingertips come just above your left ear. And then while you bring your shoulders down and away from the ears, start to pull your head over towards your right shoulder. Just gently. And then if you'd like to deepen the stretch, you can take the back of your left hand to your lower back. Now, start to crawl your right fingertips to the back left corner of your skull. Find that little ridge where your skull meets your neck. Hook your fingertips on it and gently angle your head down. Release. Lift your head back up. We'll do the same on the other side. So left hand goes over the head and comes just above the right ear. Draw your left ear towards your left shoulder. Maybe the back of the right hand comes to the lower back this time. And start to crawl your fingertips to the back left corner of, right corner of your skull. Hook your fingertips on that little ridge where it meets your neck and angle your chin slightly down. Release, sit all the way back up, and take your hands onto your kneecaps now. Hold on to them. Sit up nice and tall, and then without rounding through your spine or allowing your head to drop, just start to bend your elbows to pull yourself forward. And I'm just folding myself in half here. So notice my head is still in line with my spine, just lengthening forward as much as you can, almost finding cow pose through the spine, pushing the ribs and the chest forward. Now on your next breath in, lift your head, lift your chin. See if you can come forward just a little bit more. As you exhale, start to straighten your elbows, lean back, tuck your chin, round to your upper back like you're finding cat pose now. We'll flow this a couple times. So start to sit up nice and tall again. Fold forward, breathe in as you bring your chin away from your chest. And exhale, round, tuck the chin, lean back, hold onto your knees. One more time. Inhale, lean forward, breathe in. Exhale, round, straighten the elbows, tuck the chin. Inhale all the way back up to a comfortable seat. Reach your arms nice and tall. Breathe in, find mountain pose through the upper body. Exhale, seated twist to the right. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand comes right by the lower back. Continue to relax your knees towards the floor as you twist. Soften into your right elbow to bring your right shoulder further away from your face. Stay for an inhale. Maybe sit up a little taller. As you exhale, twist just a little bit more. Release, face forward, breathe in, reach the arms high as you reset. Exhale, seated twist to the left, right hand to the outside of the left thigh, left hand right by the lower back. Again, just very light and gentle on the back fingertips. Sit up a little taller as you inhale. And then twist as you exhale. Release, face forward, and make your way onto your hands and knees in tabletop pose. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over knees. Make sure that your toes are pointed straight back instead of coming together. Give your hips a little wiggle side to side. And then inhale to cow pose, drop your belly, lift your head, really flare your rib cage towards the floor as you draw your heels of your hands towards your knees without actually picking them up. So inhale again. Exhale, cat pose, tuck your chin, round through your upper back, peel shoulder blades away from one another, push into the tops of the feet as well as the hands. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose, push and round. One more time through, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, back to neutral spine. Just kick your right foot towards your booty and then off to the right side of your mat. Then tuck your right toes under. And as you start to turn your right knee out to face the sidewall, plant the sole of your foot down on the mat when your foot is about perpendicular to your mat. Yep. Take a breath in where you are. And then as you exhale, shift your hips as far back as you can. Reach your fingertips forward. Let your head drop. Now you are welcome to stay here with your knee bent, but if you'd like, you can start to extend your leg towards the sidewall, turn your toes up towards the ceiling, and just see how that feels. Maybe point and flex your foot a few times. On your next breath in, come forward, stacking your shoulders back over your wrists. And we're gonna plant the right foot fully on the carpet, toes face forward. Start to stand up on your left knee. Make sure your leg is perpendicular to the mat, so hip is in line with the ankle. Inhale, reach your arms up nice and tall. Exhale, gate pose, right hand gently rests on your right leg, and then left arm reaches over to the right. Keep the chest and shoulders squared to the front of the room. Option to reach your right arm across your rib cage. Inhale, come back up, shoulders over hips. Exhale, plant your hands back on the mat, come back to your tabletop pose. Reset, maybe take a couple cat-cows or wiggles, whatever you're feeling. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So first, we'll kick the left foot towards the booty and off to the left side of your mat. Tuck your toes. And as you start to pivot your left knee out towards the sidewall, plant your left foot on the ground once it's perpendicular to your mat. Take a breath in where you are. And then on your exhale, shift your hips as far back as you can. Stretch your fingertips forward. Let your head hang. Now either stay Or start to extend your left leg out towards the sidewall fully, flexing your toes up at the ceiling. And then maybe point and flex a few times through your foot. Inhale, come forward, stacking your shoulders back over your wrists. Turn your left toes forward, plant your entire foot firmly on the floor. And then stack your shoulders over your hips, nice and tall. Reach your arms out to a T, breathe in. Exhale, gate pose, left hand gently rests on the left leg, right arm reaches over to the left now. And then option to reach your left arm across your rib cage. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, plant your palms, plant your left knee on the mat and make your way to child's pose. So widen your knees, maybe even as wide as the mat. Shift your hips back towards your heels. Rest your forehead on something, so maybe a block if your head doesn't reach the floor. And close your eyes for a moment, breathe. Check in with yourself again. With your forehead heavy on the mat or on your block, rock your head side to side. Now start to actively reach your fingertips towards the top of your mat. Spread them out nice and wide. Press into your palms. And on your next breath in, shift your weight forward into your hands. Shift your hips forward and down towards the mat. When they can't come any closer, just lift your feet, keeping your toes touching, and then sink your hips a little more. Lift your chest. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. Gaze over your right shoulder. And over your left shoulder. Take a breath in as you bring your head back to center, and then as you exhale, shift it back, child's pose. Forehead all the way to the mat. We're just gonna flow this a couple of times. So inhale, come forward into your hip opening stretch, shoulders down and back. Exhale to your child's pose. One more time. Inhale, come forward, hip opening stretch. And exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come forward to your tabletop pose again. Parallel the shins. And we're just going to keep a 90-degree bend in the right knee. Kick your right heel towards the ceiling, flex your foot, and without moving anything else, we're just gonna pulse the right heel up just a few times just to wake up our glute muscles. Little squeeze towards the ceiling, tiny movement for 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now keeping that 90-degree bend in your knee, start to circle your leg a few times at your own pace. Open up the hip as much as you can here. Try to find full range of motion. And then switch directions. And as you circle, do your best to keep everything else still. Shoulders stay stacked over the wrists. Now the next time your knee comes forward, step your foot to the outside of your right hand. If you need to, just wiggle it forward more. Now walk your hands forward, sink your hips forward, and come into your lizard pose. Whether that's on your hands, on your forearms, maybe on blocks. You can wiggle your hips side to side if that feels good. Find some gentle movement. Now make sure that your shoulders are stacked right over your wrists. Shift your weight into just the left hand. Inhale, reach the right arm high. Gaze up at your hand, take some wrist circles. On your next exhale, right hand comes back to the mat underneath your shoulder. Press into your palms to take the right leg back to meet the left in your tabletop pose. Take a couple wiggles, cat-cows, and then reset. Now we'll keep a 90-degree bend in the left knee and kick the left heel towards the ceiling. Flex your foot. Yep. And then again, keeping everything else still. Just a few little pulses up, up, up. Yep. For 3 more, nice. 2 more, very good, and 1 more. And we'll keep that 90-degree shape and just start to circle the leg, opening the hip and closing it. Go the other direction when you're ready. And the next time your knee comes forward, step to the outside of your left hand. Walk your hands forward, sink your hips forward, come to your lizard pose. Maybe some gentle movement if you did on the opposite side. Check that your joints are stacked on your arms, shoulders over elbows over wrists. And then shift your weight into your right hand. Inhale, lunge, twist, reach the left arm high. Take your wrist circles on this side. And on an exhale, come back to both hands. Press into your palms. Left knee meets the right, tabletop pose. Scooch a little bit more towards the back of your mat and make your way onto your belly. All right, so first, sorry, I have to move some things out of the way. All right, first, bring your chin down onto the mat and just take your arms out into a T shape. So your hands will be on the carpet. Keep your right hand exactly where it is. It's not gonna move. Just bend your left knee and roll over to your right side. Now, if you want, your left hand can come closer to stabilize you a bit more. You can also take your left hand to your lower back, or you can bend your left knee more, bring your heel towards your booty, and grab for your ankle for a little quad stretch. On an inhale, slowly roll back to your belly. Take your left arm out to a T if it moved. We'll bend the right knee this time and roll over onto the left side. And then start to find whatever variation you found on the opposite side, just to even things out. Inhale, gently release and roll back to your belly. Bring your chin back to the mat, and now your hands are going to come just outside of the edges of your mat, so on the carpet still. Then bring your hands in line with your shoulders. 10 through your palms, just coming to the fingertips, and flare your elbows out towards the sidewall. Start to press into the tops of your feet, and then as you breathe in, peel your chest just slightly away from the mat for a little baby cobra. On your exhale, bring the right shoulder down and gaze off to the left. Now inhale, lift your chest through center, back of the neck stays long. Exhale, left shoulder down, gaze off to the right. Let's do that one more time on each side. So inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder down. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder down. Inhale, center first, then exhale, bring your chin to the mat, turn to one cheek, take your arms alongside your torso, palms face the ceiling. Bend your knees and start to swish your feet side to side. Take your feet back to the mat. Now, some of you have done this with me before, but you might need to watch me first just to see me do it. You're going to bring your forehead onto the mat so the back of the neck stays neutral, and then you're going to fold your hands on your lower back. Now, you're just going to let your elbows be heavy towards the floor. You should feel a little stretch in the front of the shoulders here. And then as you inhale, you're going to peel your elbows as far away from the mat as you can. On your exhale, let your elbows be heavy again, falling towards the mat. So inhale, elbows come up as high as you can. Exhale, elbows release towards the floor. You can start whenever you're ready. We're just going to do a few of these at our own pace. Yep, exactly. You guys got it. And as you peel the elbows up, really focus on pressing into the tops of the feet. So legs are also active here. Elbows come up and elbows come down. Let's do a couple more on our own. When you're done, you can take your arms alongside your torso again, palms face the ceiling, turn to one cheek, and if you'd like, you can bend the knees and swish the feet again. Take your feet back down. Bring your chin to center and slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up through a tabletop pose. You can take whatever types of wiggles, cat-cows, or movements that you want. And when you are ready, tuck your toes and start to make your way to your first downward facing dog. And start to pedal your heels, your knees. Shake your head. And then you can start to find stillness in your downward facing dog. Take your feet about as wide as the mat for a moment and walk your feet just a couple inches closer to your hands. Take your left hand to the outside of your right ankle, calf, or thigh. Look under your right armpit. Now release. Right hand to the outside of the left ankle, calf, or thigh. This time look under the left armpit. And release. Walk your feet all the way up to your hands now and start to find a nice heavy ragdoll pose. So soften your knees, hang heavy, grab opposite elbows if you'd like. Sway some weight side to side, transferring your torso from one thigh to the other. With your knees bent generously, bring your fingertips to the mat and just rock back and forth on your feet, lifting your heels and then your toes, heels, toes. Come back to flat feet. Grab hold of your ankles and slowly walk your hands up your legs. You can roll your shoulders up and back again. Maybe find some more head and neck circles if that feels good. And then bring your feet either hip-width distance apart or just slightly wider. Whatever feels better for you. Release your arms by your side. Lift the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms nice and tall for the ceiling without pushing the rib cage forward too much. So if you notice you're starting to do a little bit of this, we're going to tuck the tailbone, knit the ribs in and together, and then just lengthen up through the torso. Take another breath in here. Exhale, bring your palms together to touch. And then hug your elbows in towards the sides of your head. And then bend your elbows back so that your thumbs come to the nape of your neck. Now start to just create a little bit of resistance here where you're pushing your head into your arms and then pushing your arms into your head. You might start to feel your triceps stretching here as you do this. And then without dumping your head back, so maintaining this resistance, we're going to push into the feet and start to lift the chest and lift the gaze into a slight back bend, whatever feels comfortable for you here. But maintain that resistance we created between the arms and the head. Keep the legs nice and strong. Slowly start to roll all the way back up, re-tucking the tailbone. Inhale, reach the arms back up, mountain pose. Exhale, fold forward, bringing your hands through heart center. Bend your knees as much as you need to touch the floor. Maybe pedal the knees a couple of times. Take your hands to your shins or your thighs and press the crown of your head forward. Squeeze your shoulders down your back. Take a breath in as you find a nice halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees again. Plant your palms down on the mat and step your feet back to a high plank pose so your shoulders are stacked right over the wrists. Core is tight, tailbone is tucked. Breathe in here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips, press your chest back. Nice job. Inhale, reach your right leg nice and high towards the ceiling. Exhale, step your foot between your hands or as close to between your hands as possible. And if it's not, go ahead and grab your ankle, wiggle your foot forward some more, and then drop to your left knee and tuck your left toes. One hand comes to your right thigh and then the other. And from here, feel free to widen your stance if that feels less wobbly, but you want your knee mostly over your ankle. I know you can't really see with my bell bottoms, mostly over the ankle. Stay where you are. Place your hands where they're comfortable, and you're just gonna pulse forwards and back a few times, keeping the shoulders over the hips, so not leaning forward as we do this. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Find some stillness. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, nice and tall. Exhale, open twist. Reach your left arm forward, right arm back, or right hand can come to the lower back. That might help you twist a little bit deeper, but notice if your front knee started to dip in towards the middle of your mat. Instead, press to the outer edge. Perfect. Inhale, low crescent pose. Come back to center. Reach your arms up nice and tall. Exhale, take your hands down to the inside of your foot. We're going to curl the back toes under. Squeeze up off the back knee. Now, shift weight into your left hand again. Inhale, lunge twist. Reach your right arm high. Gaze up. Exhale, cross the right arm under the left arm. Crawl to the middle of your mat into a wide-legged forward fold. Turn your toes slightly in towards one another. Hinge from your hip crease. So you can take blocks under your hands if you need to. If you're rounding a lot through the spine, let your head hang. Maybe shift some weight back and forth in your feet. Just see if that changes where you feel the stretch. Now take your hands underneath your shoulders and then press yourself to a nice flat back. So core is strong, back is strong, crown of the head is lengthened towards the side wall. So you're looking straight down between your hands. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your right knee, turn your right toes forward, crawl to a lunge at the top of your mat, framing your foot with your hands. Once you are in your lunge, we're going to shift weight to the right hand and start to wiggle the right foot off to the left side of our mat. We're going to come to our half pigeon pose. So some of you might need to bring your foot closer to your body and then lower down onto the left knee, untuck the left toes. Exactly. And either stay up on your hands or fold. But make sure your weight is even between both legs. Left leg is directly behind the left hip. Start to press up to your palms if you lowered. And now we'll shift all our weight over to the right thigh. And then we'll just kick the left leg forward. Right foot comes to the inner thigh or calf. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach up through your fingertips. Exhale, hinge forward and just let your hand land wherever it wants to land. You don't necessarily need to grab your foot. Inhale, sit all the way up. Bend both knees. Send your feet to one side of you and come to tabletop pose. Tuck your toes and make your way back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg high now. Kick it towards the back wall. Flex your toes. Exhale, step between your hands, or again, just as close as you can, then just help your foot forward with your hand. Lower to the right knee, untuck the right toes. One hand to the left thigh, and then the other. And then adjust as needed. We'll just pulse forwards and back a few times. Perfect. Come to stillness with your knee over your ankle. Inhale, reach your arms up nice and tall. Exhale, open twist, right arm forward, left arm back, or left hand to the lower back. But check out your knee, make sure it's still over your ankle, not dipping in towards the middle of your mat. Maybe you deepen your lunge just a smidge. Inhale, low crescent pose, reach the arms up overhead again. Exhale, take your hands to the inside of your foot. We're gonna curl the back toes under, squeeze up off the back knee, and shift weight into the right hand again. Inhale, lunge, twist, reach the left arm high. Exhale, left arm crosses under the right arm. We crawl to the middle of our mat again, wide-legged forward fold. Toes turn in. Now, if you want to stay exactly where you are, great. But if you want to try something else, you can maybe grab for the pinky toe edges of your feet or interlace your hands behind your back. Bring your arms overhead. And then release your fingertips to the mat, under the shoulders. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, bend the left knee, turn the left toes forward, crawl to a lunge at the top of your mat. Once you're at your lunge, you're gonna shift all your weight into your left hand and start to wiggle your foot to the right side of your mat. Lower down to the right knee, untuck the right toes. You can bring your foot in closer to your body if you need to. And settle in your half pigeon. Gently press up to your palms. If you lowered, this time we'll shift all our weight over to the left thigh and then kick the right leg forward. Left foot comes to the inner thigh or calf. Sit up tall. Inhale, reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forward. Let your hand land on wherever. Inhale, sit all the way up. Take your hands behind you on the mat, and then bend your knees. Take your heels to the edges of your mat, all the way to the edges. Flex your feet, windshield wiper your knees slowly, and try to keep your upper body mostly still. Try to get your knees as close to the floor as you can. Bring your knees back to center. You might need to scooch down just a smidge, but we're gonna make our way to our backs. Bend your knees and plant your feet close to your hips, toes face forward. Take your arms alongside your torso, palms gently pressed to the mat. Gaze straight up at the ceiling in front of you, and then inhale, bridge pose. Press into your heels, lift your hips. option to interlace your hands behind your lower back and wedge your shoulders underneath you, but keep your toes facing forward. Keep your knees about hip width distance apart. They may want to press out wide, but use your glutes here. Press more into your heels and then soften your toes. When you're ready, on an exhale, slowly bring your spine back to the mat. Knock your knees together, take your feet out wide and place your hands on your belly. Close your eyes and just breathe for a moment. Inhale, bring your knees to your chest. Exhale, reach through your legs, catch the pinky toe edges of your feet, find full happy baby this time. Thighs come as wide as you can get them, feet parallel-ish to the ceiling. If your tailbone starts to lift up off the mat, you can also just grab the backs of the thighs instead. Might be more accessible, but you can rock or stay still. Or perhaps you try to straighten one knee and then the other. Release your feet and draw your on your exhale, release and spread out. Come into your final resting posture. Take up as much space as you need. And allow your body to become soft again. Unclench your jaw. Your shoulders, the back of your neck. Just allow yourself these next few minutes to fully absorb your practice. We'll do just a couple of rounds of box breathing together. So first, exhale all your stale air from your belly. Full exhale, there you go. We'll breathe in for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom for 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. Now just sigh it out. Shavasana. Allow yourself these next few minutes just for you. And I'll call you out when it's time. Take a deep in your breath. Bring just a little awareness back to your body. Point and flex your toes. And touch your thumbs to each one of your fingertips. Rock your head side to side. When you're ready, take your arms overhead. Come into a full body stretch. And as you breathe in, arch your back, lift your rib cage. As you breathe out, bend your knees, roll to one side in a fetal pose, just using your arm as a pillow. Give yourself a moment here to fully acknowledge your practice and to notice all the differences you feel in your body compared to when you first stepped into this room. And with your eyes heavy or closed, press yourself to a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to heart center. Bow your head down at your heart and thank yourself for making it here, for taking this time out of your day just for you, and thank your body for being strong enough to practice. Then lift your head and bring your thumbs to third eye center, the space between your eyebrows. The light, the teacher, the student in me honors and loves. The light, the student, the teacher, and all of you. Thank you so much for joining me.